If you own a vehicle, you need to do your maintenance. There are lots of fluids involved, from your brakes to your engine.
Every vehicle's got a different schedule for most fluids. The most typical fluid, the most important fluid would be the engine oil, which should be done between 5,000 and 6,000 kilometers. And if you're not putting that amount of mileage on every year, there's a timeline too where it's probably, you don't want to go much more than 6 months. If you leave your engine oil in too long or extend your oil intervals too often, it'll turn into sludge. What that means is basically the oil can no longer suspend any particles. It starts depositing them in the little galleries and passages that oil has to flow through. If it can't flow through, it can't lubricate the engine. You end up with some catastrophic failures.
Well, I know there's a dipstick in here somewhere, Mike. You know, my dad used to call me Dipstick. I didn't even know they were related, but there's markings on there, and I'm just wondering what that's all about.
Sure. I'll just give you a demonstration here. So basically what we're looking at when we get our oil dipstick out, they're all basically the same thing. Some of them you'll have a mark at the bottom, and a mark at the top. This one has 5 marks for some reason. Basically, the principle is between the top and bottom is 1 liter of oil. So if you happen to pull the dipstick out and we're down here, that's about 3/4 of a liter that you would have to add in order to bring it back up to this full level.
What about putting in too much oil? Is that a problem?
Yeah, if you overfill it too much, what'll happen is you can build crankcase pressure that the system can't take care of on its own, and you'll end up blowing seals or creating major oil leaks.
And then you will be a dipstick.
You may have heard the term synthetic oil, but what does that mean?
Both oils carry a base stock oil that comes from the ground. The synthetic oil, there's a lot more chemical engineering and processing that goes into them, and a lot more detergents and additives that go into it as well. The idea behind that is that it'll clean better, and you can go for generally a little longer intervals in between oil changes.
If you have questions, always consult a pro. Brad Walker for Go Edmonton.